Last October, on Lake Martin in Alabama, a bass boat captain named Carl watched something that did not make any sense. A 74-year-old woman fishing alone from a John boat her dead husband welded by hand in 1968. 52 fish landed by noon. The tournament leader that morning had 18. He won $500 and went home. She was not entered. She was fishing for supper. Carl had been guiding Lake Martin for 19 years. He had never seen anything like it, so he pulled his boat up and asked her what she was using. She reached into a tackle box older than most of the boats on that water, and she pulled out a plastic sandwich bag. Inside was a fine powder, pink, almost orange, like someone had crushed a sunset into dust. Carl asked her where she got it, and she looked at him, real calm, and she said, "From behind my restaurant, every day." Her name was Dolores Thibodaux. She ran a shrimp shack on US 90 in Morgan City, Louisiana since 1978. Every day that restaurant opened, she cooked 15 to 20 pounds of shrimp, and every day, 15 to 20 pounds of shrimp shells went into the trash. Except, since 1991, she had not been throwing them away. Stay with me, because what she figured out 33 years ago is going to change how you look at every piece of kitchen trash in your house. In 1991, a Vietnamese man walked into her shrimp shack. He had fled Saigon on a boat in '75. Same year her restaurant opened, different ocean. He told her that in his village, the fishermen dried shrimp shells in the sun. Then they ground them into powder, and they mixed that powder with one other thing: monosodium glutamate, what Americans call MSG, what Asian cooks have called flavor salt for about 1,000 years. She tested it that weekend on her husband's favorite fishing spot, and she never bought bait at a bait shop again. Her husband O'Neill stopped buying live bait in 1992. What neither of them knew was why it worked so well. The answer is that shrimp shell powder mixed with monosodium glutamate hits 4 different chemical receptors in a predator fish at the same time. Receptor 1 is chitin degradation. Shrimp shells are 30 to 40% chitin. When chitin breaks down in water, it releases a compound called N-acetylglucosamine. Predator fish recognize that compound as a crustacean in distress, a vulnerable meal. They do not think about it. Their brain acts first. Receptor 2 is free amino acids. When shrimp shells dry out, proteins break down into individual amino acids: glycine, alanine, lysine. Bass can detect those amino acids at parts per billion. That means one tiny fragment dissolved in an Olympic swimming pool is enough for a bass to smell it. Receptor 3 is the color. Shrimp shell powder is orange-pink because of something called astaxanthin. It is the same pigment that makes salmon meat pink. Fish see that color signal in the water and recognize it immediately. Crustacean, food. The visual hit lines up with the chemical hit. And then the 4th receptor, the one most anglers have never heard a single word about: umami. Fish have umami receptors, same family as the umami receptors in your own mouth. The one that fires when you taste Parmesan, soy sauce, or a perfect tomato. Monosodium glutamate hits that receptor directly, and the signal it sends to the fish brain is high-protein food, available right here, right now. 4 signals, 1 bait, hitting 4 different systems in the predator's brain at the same time. 1 signal, a fish investigates. 2 signals, a fish approaches. 3 signals, a fish bites. 4 signals at the same time, and the fish has no room left in its brain to hesitate. It just hits. That is how a 74-year-old woman in a homemade John boat beat every pro on Lake Martin without trying. Dolores and O'Neill opened Thibodaux Shrimp and Rice in 1978. She handled the kitchen. He worked a shrimp boat out of Morgan City. O'Neill died in 2011. Heart attack on the boat. He was 58 years old. Dolores kept the restaurant running alone. She got up at 4 every morning, prepped shrimp for the lunch rush, took the shells out back to dry on a sheet pan in the Louisiana sun. Then she ground them with an old coffee grinder her mother-in-law left her, mixed in the MSG from the jar on the kitchen counter, and sealed the powder in sandwich bags. 1 bag for her boat, 1 bag for her grandson Theo when he came up from New Orleans, 1 bag for the freezer for bad weather stretches. Theo is 24 now. He works offshore, but on his weekends home, they fish Lake Martin or the Atchafalaya Basin. Same bait, same boat, 3 generations. Now back to Carl. On the dock at Lake Martin, watching all of this unfold, he asked her if she would teach him how to make it. She laughed and said, "Son, it is the easiest thing you have ever done. And the Asian market on Highway 20 has everything you need for $10. Here is exactly how to make it. You are going to need 3 things: shrimp shells, monosodium glutamate, an oven. Shrimp shells are free if you eat shrimp. If you do not, buy a bag of frozen whole shrimp for $5. Peel them, eat the meat, keep the shells. Rinse the shells under cold water for about 30 seconds. You want them clean, not soaking wet. Spread them on a baking sheet in a single layer. Oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 hours. That is it. If the sun is out and you live somewhere warm, you can skip the oven and let them sun dry on the porch for 8 hours. That is what Dolores does. Once the shells are dry and brittle, grind them into powder using a coffee grinder or a small blender. Aim for the texture of flour. Now for the mixing ratio. 3 tablespoons of shrimp shell powder to 1 tablespoon of monosodium glutamate, 3 to 1. The MSG is in the international aisle at any big grocery store or in any Asian market, in a large clear jar for about $3 to $4. It lasts forever. Mix them together in a sealed jar. That jar lasts 6 months on a shelf without going bad. The salt in the MSG is a natural preservative. To use it on live bait, just sprinkle a pinch on the worm, cricket, or minnow before you hook it. The bait carries the scent naturally as it moves. For soft plastic lures, wet the lure first, then roll it in the powder. Press the powder into the plastic. Wait 30 seconds, then cast. For hard lures, mix a tablespoon of the powder with half a tablespoon of sardine oil. That makes a paste. Brush it on the treble hooks. Reapply every 20 minutes. Cost per fishing session. A jar of Berkeley Power Bait. Power Scent sells for $14. You get about 6 sessions out of it. That is $2.30 per trip. The homemade shrimp shell jar costs about $6 in ingredients and gives you 30 sessions. That is 20 cents per trip. Berkeley, Procure, Smelly Jelly, Baitmate, all of them sell synthetic versions that try to imitate the amino acid and umami signals. They cannot imitate all 4 mechanisms at once. They cannot, because the 4 signals come from real fermentation, real protein breakdown, real astaxanthin, and real monosodium glutamate. The industry sells you pieces. Dolores sells you the whole picture for free. That is why she keeps it behind her restaurant instead of in a store. You cannot sell kitchen trash in a package and charge $30 for it. The whole business model would collapse. A few variations for different conditions. For cold water below 55 degrees Fahrenheit, add a pinch of paprika. The extra astaxanthin kicks up the color signal. For muddy water, double the MSG. The visual signal gets eaten by the current, but the umami hit carries farther. For catfish specifically, add a tablespoon of brown sugar to the mix. Catfish have taste receptors across their whole body. Sweet plus umami plus protein is the combination they cannot walk away from. For saltwater redfish and speckled trout, use the mix straight. Bump the MSG up about 25%. Coastal predators respond even stronger to umami than freshwater ones. Dolores still fishes 3 times a week. Her John boat is 56 years old. Her grinder is 40 years old. Her jar of MSG gets refilled every 8 months. Theo fishes with her whenever he can get back from the offshore rig. He has his own bag. Same recipe O'Neill taught him when he was 11. Carl asked her one last question before his boat pulled away. He asked why she was telling him. Why give away a secret this good to a stranger on the water? She told him the same thing she tells anyone who asks. Knowledge that dies with the person who owns it is not really knowledge. It is just pride in a grave. She said, fishing is not supposed to be expensive. A tackle shop wants you buying $14 bottles every few weeks. The lake does not care what is in your tackle box. It cares what is on your hook. What is on your hook is either working with the biology or against it. Nothing else matters. If you made it this far in this video, you already know more about fish chemistry than most anglers learn in their entire life, and you're going to save yourself a few $100s in scent products every year. Hit the like button on this video because that is how more stories like this one find people who will actually use them. It takes 2 seconds and it matters more than you think. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. Every week we dig up something like this. An old-timer, a kitchen ingredient, a technique the industry buried because it was too cheap to sell. The recipe you just learned is one of 10 homemade attractants documented in the Forbidden Baits add-on of the Angler's Vault. Dried shrimp shells, coffee grounds, fermented garlic oil, pork rind salt cure, turmeric paste. 5 more that most anglers living today have never heard of. Every recipe in the Forbidden Baits add-on was pulled from a real regional tradition. Louisiana Cajun, Kentucky Appalachian, Wisconsin Northwoods. Every one of them tested. The Angler's Vault covers the 10 fatal mistakes most anglers make without knowing, the water reading skills that put you on active fish, and the seasonal patterns that separate a good trip from a legendary one. Scan the QR code in the upper left corner of your screen right now, or click the first link in the description below this video. For less than the price of a single Berkeley bottle, you get every recipe, every lesson, every technique, and you keep them for life. But before you go, one more thing about Dolores, because her story is not unusual. It is the rule, not the exception. Every fishing community in this country had someone like her, a Cajun grandmother, a Kentucky farmer, a Wisconsin logger, a Louisiana shrimper, someone who figured out something the tackle industry would later spend decades trying to bury. The tackle industry became a $70 billion business by convincing anglers that what they had always known was not good enough anymore. That is a lie. What your grandfather knew worked. What your great-grandfather taught him worked. The only reason those techniques disappeared is because nobody was there to pass them on. That is the whole point of this channel. Finding the Dolores Thibodaux in every region, in every river, in every fishing town in America, before the knowledge goes in the ground with them. So try her recipe. 3 tablespoons of shrimp shell powder, 1 tablespoon of monosodium glutamate, $6 total, 30 sessions in a jar. Next time you are at the water, watch what happens on your first cast. Watch how fast the first fish shows up. You will understand why Carl called Dolores the following morning to ask for the recipe one more time. Because the fish do not lie. Marketing lies. Sponsors lie. The lake tells the truth every single time. And now you know what Dolores knew. Now the knowledge is yours. Subscribe, hit the bell, scan the QR code, or click the first link in the description to get the Angler's Vault. See you on the next one.